Hi guys, welcome to the Concrete Jungle Mixed Martial Arts Gym in El Paso, Texas. My name is Isaac Olmos. I'm the head instructor here. This is one of my assistants, Alex Alvarez. Today what we're going to be going over is a Kimura into a triangle, and then after that, after the felt triangle, we're going to go into what we call an arm splicer. Okay, so we're going to start with the Kimura, starting off in our guard. So this is a real short sequence. We want to stay one step ahead of our opponents. Okay, so he makes the mistake of putting his hand on the mat. What I tell my guys is, depending on whatever side his hand is on, I'm going to grab it with that same side hand. So for instance, here it's on my right side, I'm going to grab the wrist with my right hand. And this applies to side control as well. Okay, hitting a key lock, you grab with the left, hitting a Kimura, you grab with your right. If you're in side control, off to the left. So I'm going to start with my right hand. I'm going to pop up to my right elbow. Okay, it's very important that I'm very high. Now, the goal of the Kimura is to take his weight off of that hand because he's probably going to be basing on it. So when I grab it, I'm going to hook that armpit very tightly. I'm going to lay back. And when I lay back, I'm going to dig in with my elbow and I'm going to use my right forearm as a lever. So I'm going to take the weight off of his hand, and as he rolls forward, that weight is going to go into his shoulder on top of my chest. So using this as a lever, I pick that hand off the mat and I immediately grab my figure 4 grip. After that, I'm going to suck this wrist in. Now I'm overpowering his hand with 2-on-1. I'm going to suck that wrist into his armpit. And make sure right here that you're not just trying to grab the wrist and shove it towards his head. You want to focus on the rotation of the shoulder, okay, because this is a twisting shoulder lock. So I'm going to focus on pulling his left elbow over the top of his shoulder and then down towards my own hip. And then there you get the submission, okay? One more time, pop up. Make sure you're very high. So one of the things that takes that weight off of his hand and into my chest is me laying back. So the higher I am, the more momentum I'm going to have. So right hand grabbing the wrist. Remember, I'm digging in with that elbow using my forearm as a lever. Left hand over the top. Getting it over under, using this to pull him forward, laying back. As soon as I can close that figure 4, I do. Now the weight's not in the hand, so it's more easy to manipulate. And then I 2-on-1, overpower that hand, sucking the wrist into the armpit, and then I'm going to pull that left elbow over the top of his shoulder, down into my hip, hitting the Kimura. Okay, on the next one, as I hit it here, what Alex is going to do is he's going to suck that hand in. He knows that I'm going for the Kimura, so he sucks it in across his belly. So I'm not able to leverage that hand because the belly's blocking it right here. So I'm being real sneaky right here. I never want him to feel like I'm letting go of this grip. So what I do is this left hand, I replace with my, replaces my right hand. And I'm sucking in. And I'm still putting pressure in this direction. So he still thinks that I have that figure 4, that I have the Kimura. His head's on the other side, he can't see what's going on over here. This is a very important part. My hip has to come on this side of his shoulders. So what I need to do is I need to get a really long shrimp on my left side, and then I'm going to use my right hand to help hop over this right arm. So when I shrimp, I'm going to hop over this right arm, throw the right leg over, pinching my knees the entire time, keeping it tight, bridge, make your adjustments, hit your triangle. Scoot back a bit. Okay, one more time. You know, he's a little bit more advanced, not a white belt anymore. Sucks that arm in, very sneaky. I replace my right hand with my left hand. Okay, be sure to still exert force in this direction. You can do that just by extending your arm. Okay, so I'm using it as a lever up against the back of his armpit right here. Back part of the deltoid. So he thinks that I'm still hitting the Kimura, that I still have the figure 4. He doesn't know better because the head's on the other side. My left foot, I'm getting a very long shrimp. Remember, our goal is, because I'm not going to be able to hit a triangle from this position, I need to hop over that arm. So my goal is to get my hip onto this side of his shoulder, so they need to come high. Okay, so I hit that shrimp. I'm going to use this arm to help over the top, and I'm pinching my knees the whole time. Close that triangle as quickly as possible. Bridge, get the arm to the opposite side, make your adjustments, hit your triangle. Okay, now the next one we're going to move into the splicer. So he defended the Kimura. Now he's gonna defend the triangle. So as soon as I get the Kimura and he sucks it in, I switch. And as I shrimp out, he feels like I'm gonna be hitting that triangle. So he's gonna push his head away, trying to come away from the triangle. So I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch. My right hand's gonna come in, and then with the left hand, I'm gonna push off the head and then switch into a triangle here. It's very important that I get this wrist into the armpit because I want a lot of compression right here. Okay? I want those muscles real tight up against my forearm. So I strike, getting that very tight. My thumb is up facing me. So pay attention to the two bones that are inside your forearm. I'm gonna use my left hand, get under my right fist, curling, and as I do that, the two bones in my forearm, I'm gonna rotate in between those two compressed muscles. Okay, so when I spread them apart, okay, you create a lot of pressure up against the forearm and the bicep muscles, and you'll get the submission with what we call a bicep splicer. One more time. He defends. Okay, he knows I'm going to be going for the triangle. He turns away, so I switch. Left hand here. Switching in the triangle. Making a fist with my thumb facing me. I'm curling. My left hand comes under the fist. Curling with both hands. So I'm wedging that forearm up in between those compressed muscles. I want to get that into his elbow as far as I can. And then I'm going to rotate, spreading that forearm inside those compressed muscles. So I'm widening it. I'm cutting into those muscles with those two bones in my forearm. Okay guys, thank you again. I'm going to try and make these like an archive as simple as possible so you can search through the videos and find what you're looking for. If there's any techniques you want to see, go ahead and make a comment down below. Thank you for checking in. Concrete Jungle, El Paso, Texas.